For years, the Nexus has been a battlefield of endless struggle. Mighty warriors, powerful mages, and cunning assassins have clashed for dominance. But now the storm has shifted. A new force stirs within the Nexus, changing the way battles are fought and won. This is the beginning of a new age. Welcome to the March 2025 Heroes of the Storm update. After months of relative silence, Blizzard has just dropped a major update for Heroes of the Storm, shaking the very foundation of how the game is played. But this is more than just a balance patch. This is a statement. First up, something that'll hit you the moment you launch the game. The home screen has been updated with a brand new soundtrack. This isn't just a minor tweak. This is Blizzard breathing new life into the game. A fresh, orchestral score now welcomes you into the Nexus, setting the stage for battle. Some say it carries echoes of past wars. Others believe it's a warning that greater battles are coming. If you're the kind of warrior who likes to fight in style, then get ready. New skins and bundles have arrived. Blizzard has added exclusive, never-before-seen cosmetics to the shop, and some of them might hint at deeper Nexus lore. What's the connection between the new Celestial Imperator Varian skin and the shattered remains of Volskaya's war machines? What secrets lie behind Ethereal Warden Lenara? This isn't just about looking good. It's about uncovering the hidden stories within the Nexus. Now, you might be thinking, okay, new music, new skins, what's the big deal? But if you've been paying attention, you'll see the bigger picture. This update isn't just about cosmetics, it's about a renewed commitment to the game. The developers are watching. The Nexus isn't dead. It's evolving. But this is just the beginning. Because next, we'll be diving into the biggest change of them all, the draft phase revolution. Blizzard is turning up the heat, making ranked drafts faster, sharper, and more intense than ever before. Is this a blessing or a curse? Next, we dissect the new draft system and what it means for competitive play. Drop your thoughts below. Do you think Blizzard is teasing something bigger? Or is this just another patch? And as always, subscribe and stay locked into GameCron X for the latest in gaming deep dives. There was a time when the draft phase was a battle of wits, a drawn-out war of counterpicks, mind games, and meticulous strategy. But now the rules have changed. The game has accelerated. Every decision is faster. Every second counts. Blizzard has thrown down the gauntlet, and only those who can adapt will survive. Welcome to the new era of Heroes of the Storm, the age of the draft revolution. In competitive play, drafting is everything. It's where matches are won or lost. A well-placed ban, a perfectly timed counterpick, or even a last-second flex choice can decide a game before it even begins. But in this latest patch, Blizzard has turned up the heat. Draft timers have been slashed across the board. Let that sink in. Drafting just became 40% faster. The pressure is on. No more sitting around debating the perfect pick. No more drawn-out deliberations. The game waits for no one. Adapt or perish. Official patch notes statement. We're streamlining the draft phase to keep matches moving at a higher pace. This change encourages decisive team building and reduces unnecessary downtime. Translation: they want the game to be faster. They want fewer moments of idle waiting and more high-energy, non-stop action. And let's be honest, who hasn't been in a draft where someone runs out the clock, wasting precious time? This change cuts out the delays and forces players to think on their feet. Competitive players rejoice, casuals beware. The community is split. Some players love the fast-paced, high-pressure environment. Others feel it removes the depth and strategy from drafting. But make no mistake, this change is here to stay. Let's break it down. How does this change affect real games? The answer? It completely rewires how teams approach drafting. 1. No more overthinking, snap decisions rule. Players who hesitate will struggle. The best drafters will be those who can read the enemy's moves instantly and respond with lightning-fast counterpicks. No more 5-minute debates over whether to counter Genji with Brightwing or Stukov. You've got 15 seconds. Choose wisely. 2. More mistakes and more opportunities. In the old system, a slow-paced draft gave teams time to course-correct mistakes. Now, one wrong pick could spiral into disaster. Expect wild new compositions, unexpected last-second picks, and chaotic battles as teams scramble to adapt. 3. The death of comfort picks. With limited time, some players may default to their comfort picks, rather than adapting to the enemy team. This could lead to some players falling behind in the meta if they're unable to adjust. So what's the verdict? Is this pure genius or pure madness? Only time will tell. We reached out to pro players, and the consensus is clear. This will separate the great from the good. Top-tier players will thrive under the pressure, while others may struggle to keep up. The message is clear. The strongest players will rise. The Nexus waits for no one. So, what does this mean for the future of Heroes of the Storm? Blizzard is pushing for speed, intensity, and fast decision-making. This isn't just a patch, it's a statement. Next, we dive into the heroes who have risen, and those who have fallen. Buffs, nerfs, and the new power players in the Nexus. Every battlefield has its legends. The Nexus is no different. Some heroes rise, bending the tides of war with unmatched power. Others fall, their strength stripped away, their legacy fading into the echoes of past battles. With this latest patch, Blizzard has shaken the very foundation of the Nexus. Some warriors have ascended to godhood, while others have been cast into the abyss. This is the story of power shifts, game-changing buffs, and brutal nerfs. Welcome to Echoes of Power, the rise and fall of the Nexus Titans. Every battle needs champions, and in this patch, Blizzard has crowned new kings and queens of the Nexus. These warriors have been empowered, their abilities strengthened, their presence more fearsome than ever before. Let's meet the new Apex Predators. Thrall, the Storm Reborn. Major buffs. Chain Lightning. Damage increased by 15%. Earthquake. Slow effect increased to 75%. Frostwolf Resilience. Now stacks faster, allowing Thrall to heal more frequently. The War Chief of the Horde has awakened. Thrall has always been a threat in melee combat, but with these buffs, he is now a survivability powerhouse. More healing, more control, more raw brutality. Expect to see Thrall dominate solo lanes and team fights alike. Mephisto, Lord of Hatred returns. Major buffs. Skull Missile. Now explodes in a larger radius. Durance of Hate. Stun duration increased to 2.5 seconds. Static Field. Lightning Nova now deals 10% max HP damage instead of a flat amount. Mephisto was once a glass cannon, deadly but fragile. Now, he's a walking nightmare. His crowd control is stronger. His AoE presence is massive. And with percentage-based damage? Tanks beware, he devours health bars like never before. Tychus, the Exterminator. Stealth buffs. Minigun. Armor penetration increased, making him even deadlier against tanks. Commandeer Odin. Auto attacks now deal splash damage. Tychus was already a menace to tanks, but now? He's unstoppable. The minigun shreds through armor like paper, and the Odin ultimate just got even more destructive. Expect to see Tychus tearing apart frontline heroes like stitches on a cheap suit. Where there are victors, there are also casualties. Not all warriors remain at the top forever. Some have been cut down, their strengths diminished, their reign over the Nexus ended. Let's take a moment of silence for those who have fallen. Blaze, the fall of the Firebat. Major nerfs. Jet propulsion. Stun duration reduced from 1.25 seconds, 0.75 seconds. Bunker drop. Cooldown increased by 10 seconds. Oil spill. Slow effect reduced. Blaze was once a frontline behemoth, disrupting fights and controlling the battlefield. But Blizzard has turned down the heat. His engagement is weaker, his bunker is less reliable, and his ability to slow enemies has been nerfed. Will Blaze survive this meta shift? Or has his time in the Nexus burned out? Mal'Ganis, the nightmare diminished. Major nerfs. Carrion Swarm. Healing reduced by 30%. Night Rush. No longer grants armor during movement. Mal'Ganis was once unkillable, dancing through fights with endless sustain. But Blizzard has stripped away his durability, leaving him far more vulnerable than before. Without armor during Night Rush, and with weaker healing, Mal'Ganis may have just lost his place in the meta. These buffs and nerfs aren't just numbers, they're seismic shifts in the Nexus. What happens next? Here's our GameCron X Pro analysis of how the meta is about to change. Tanks under pressure. With Mephisto's new percentage-based damage, frontline heroes like Johanna and Muradin will have a harder time surviving. Burst mages on the rise. With Blaze nerfed, squishier burst mages like Jaina and Kael'thas will have more room to thrive. Dive comps are stronger. Faster drafts mean more aggressive team comps will become popular, and Thrall's buffs fit right into that playstyle. Translation: expect more aggressive fights, faster eliminations, and tanks struggling to hold the front lines. The Nexus is evolving. Will you evolve with it? We want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Are these balance changes a step forward for the Nexus? Or did Blizzard overcorrect? And don't forget, this is just the beginning of the storm. The storm has passed, but its echoes still linger. The Nexus has changed, and so has its battlefield. But the real question isn't what Blizzard did, it's what you think about it. From competitive pros to casual warriors, the community is speaking out. And their voices are loud. Next, it's shadows in the Nexus, community reactions, and meta shifts. Blizzard's latest patch was a shockwave through the Nexus, and the community's response? Explosive. Some players are calling this the best balance update in years, while others feel their mains have been butchered beyond recognition. With every major update, the Nexus faces a split in opinion. Some thrive in the new order, others are left behind. But love it or hate it, the game has changed, and so has its meta. Every patch brings a new battlefield hierarchy. Some heroes rise to prominence, others fade into obscurity. Let's take a look at the new kings and queens of the Nexus. The new meta tyrants. Buffed heroes dominating play. Thrall, Unbreakable Warchief, pick rate, increases by 40%. Win rate, increases by 55%. Stronger sustain, deadlier poke. Now a must-pick in most compositions. Tychus, Tank Executioner, pick rate, increases by 30%. Win rate, increases by 57%. New armor penetration changes make him a frontline nightmare. Mephisto, the Nexus Reaper, pick rate, increases by 35%. Win rate, increases by 59%. Unreal crowd control. No tank is safe. Blizzard may have overbuffed him. These champions aren't just strong. They're meta-defining. If you're not playing them, you're playing against them. Blaze. From op to obsolete, pick rate, decreases by 28%. Win rate, decreases by 45%. Weaker engage, longer cooldowns. Teams are dropping him fast. Mal'Ganis. Nightmare no more? Pick rate, decreases by 25%. Win rate, decreases by 42%. No more armor on Night Rush makes him too squishy in fights. It's clear, some heroes have been pushed aside, struggling to find their place. And the community isn't happy. Pro players have wasted no time dissecting this patch, and their insights might just change the way you play. The esports scene is shifting, and this patch is already rewriting strategies. Expect a faster, more aggressive meta, one where hesitation means defeat. With the community in heated debate and the meta in flux, one question remains. What's next for the Nexus? Will Blizzard double down on these changes? Or will the backlash force another emergency patch? Let's take a look at the rumors. Possible hotfixes and adjustments. Mephisto, slight nerfs incoming? Blizzard monitoring durance of hate power level. Blaze, possible buff reverts? Community outrage may lead to adjustments. Draft speed, will it stay this fast? Developers considering feedback on pacing. The developers are watching closely. Your voices matter. If enough players demand changes, we might see a new patch sooner than expected. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should Blizzard hold firm on these changes or make quick fixes? And don't forget, the story isn't over yet. The final verdict. Has this patch saved or broken the Nexus? The dust has settled. The battles have been fought. And yet, the storm still rages on. The latest patch has torn the Nexus apart, dividing the community, shaking the meta, and rewriting the rules of war. But this is only the beginning. Because now, one question looms over all others. What comes next? Will Blizzard answer the cries for balance? Will new warriors rise from the shadows? And most importantly, is the Nexus finally heading towards something bigger? Welcome to concluding part. Final reckoning. What lies ahead for the storm? Blizzard has been eerily silent in response to this patch's controversy. But dig a little deeper and you'll find clues, whispers from developers, data-mined hints, and leaked insider info. And trust me, the storm is far from over. Rumor number 1. Hotfix coming soon? Blizzard is allegedly preparing an emergency update to tweak Mephisto and possibly restore some power to Blaze. Could a balance patch be closer than we think? Rumor number 2. A new hero on the horizon? Data miners have uncovered mysterious ability names and sound files linked to a new character. Could we be getting a new Nexus warrior sooner than expected? Rumor number 3. The return of the Storm League? Esports whispers suggest Blizzard may be secretly considering a return to formal competitive support, something fans have been begging for. We've seen Blizzard stealth patch before. We've seen them tease new heroes without warning. Could we be standing on the edge of the biggest shakeup in years? The signs are there. The question is, are we ready? The players have spoken, and their voices are loud. Here's what the community is demanding for the future of the Nexus. Top requests from the community. More frequent balance updates. No more waiting months for fixes. Ranked and draft mode fixes. Better matchmaking, smarter bans. New heroes and content. The Nexus needs fresh blood. Esports revival. Bring back competitive play. If Blizzard is listening, then they know the fans won't wait forever. It's time to prove that Heroes of the Storm still has a future worth fighting for. This patch wasn't just an update. It was a reckoning. For some, it breathed new life into the game, reigniting their passion for battle. For others, it was a gut punch, proof that Blizzard still doesn't fully understand the balance of power. So now we ask you, the Warriors of the Nexus, has this patch saved or broken the game? Heroes of the Storm has survived against all odds. It has weathered setbacks, silence, and uncertainty. But one truth remains. As long as there are players, the Nexus will never fall. Whether Blizzard steps up or not, we will still be here, forging our oath, writing our legacy. So stay sharp, Warriors, because the storm never truly ends. It only changes. And when the next battle comes, we'll be ready. This has been GameCron X, your source for gaming lore, meta, and the future of Heroes of the Storm. Subscribe, stay tuned, and prepare for the next chapter. The Nexus calls.